volunteers prepare to race onto the field. Everything is riding on this football game. So there's a special intensity, a special urgency. Here come the volunteers. Wherever you listen throughout the world, it's football time in Tennessee.
I want to send a special shout out to Boogie Bentley, Dauber, and the Indie Kid over at the Talkin VAWLS Network on YouTube. I also want to ask y'all to go smash that like button and subscribe to their channel on YouTube. Go Big Orange.
Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Hope everybody is having a fantastic Thursday morning. That's right, it's Thursday, not Tuesday or Monday. It's Thursday. Good Thursday morning. We are exactly 2 weeks away. 2 weeks away from the home opener against Bowling Green. I cannot wait. So fired up to see what this football team is all about, what they look like. I'm ready to see them go out on the field and punch somebody in the mouth, hit somebody that's wearing a different colored jersey. But I wanted to drop a quick video this morning and talk a little bit about the running game. We get so caught up in the quarterback competition and looking back at Josh Heupel's track record and the numbers from his previous quarterbacks and how this football team is going to throw the ball around. But this offense all starts with the running game. Yes, they like to spread you out. They like to create mismatches, but they like to run the football. And if they're going to have any kind of success this fall, any success at all, especially in the SEC, they're going to have to be able to run the football. But as always, before we get going here, do me a favor, smash that like button just below the video. Just so kindly press that thumbs up. Also, if you're new to the channel, welcome. We're just three dudes that love Tennessee athletics. We're not experts or insiders. We are fans just like you. If you go ahead and subscribe, click that bell for notifications. You won't miss out when we go live and when we drop new content. And that's the big selling point of this channel, is the fact that we are fans just like you. So our live streams are an interactive show. We like to get your opinions. Thinking about doing a fan call-in show soon. So we'll see how that works out. But make sure you join us every Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time for Talkin VAWLS Live. And then, look, we're 2 weeks away from kickoff Thursday night. Myself and Dauber are going to kick off a tailgate show. So join us before, about an hour before kickoff. We'll go live, hang out with you guys, laid back show, and then we'll be back for the post-game show immediately following the game against Bowling Green. But let's jump into it. Let's talk about the running back position. More specifically, I want to talk about Jalen Wright, but let's get into it. It says, Mac sees VAWLS freshman running back growing leaps and bounds. This is an article from Ryan Callahan over at GoVols 24/7. But let's just take a look at it. Like I said, I want to talk specifically about Jalen Wright. It says first-year Tennessee running backs coach Jerry Mack has seen plenty of improvement from Jalen Wright since he arrived on campus earlier this year and went through spring practice with the VAWLS. Wright has shown even more encouraging signs during Tennessee's first 2 weeks of preseason camp. Said Monday that Wright, a freshman running back, has made it clear since enrolling at Tennessee in January that he wants to play as a true freshman. Says he continued progress over the last several months and even during the VAWLS preseason practices over the past 2 weeks has suggested he's likely to find his way onto the field sooner rather than later. Look, I did a video I guess it was last week, the disrespect. And some of you say, Boogie, you got to earn respect. Yeah, you do have to earn respect. But I think the way the national media views this team, they view them as a 3-win team last season that lost a lot of talent, and that's what they are. But this football team, to say in that article that this football team doesn't have any playmakers at the skill position is ludicrous. It's ridiculous. It makes no sense. This team does have talent at the skill position. Jalen Wright's a guy that Jeremy Pruitt brought in. That Jeremy Pruitt staff really liked him. And we've almost laughed about it on the live streams, talking about how some of the players that Jeremy Pruitt recruited fit Heupel's system perfectly. And that's the case with Jalen Wright. But we're talking about a position group. Look, guys, when we talk about the running back room, so many people are concerned with D. Beckwith. How do you get D. Beckwith on the field? How do you use somebody with his size and athleticism? That's a guy that could be the 4th or 5th string running back. So this running back room has some talent. They have some playmakers. Where I will agree with the article, they're unproven. They've got to prove it on the field of play. Article goes on to say exactly what Wright's role might be this season remains to be seen. Mack on Monday referred to sophomore Jabari Small and JUCO transfer Tyon Evans as a good 1-2 punch in Tennessee's backfield, but Mack said Wright recently has grown in leaps and bounds. He goes on to say, first of all, Jalen Wright has done an excellent job, Mack said after the Vols Monday morning practice. Said probably I would say in his last 6 practices or so, he's really grown in leaps and bounds, to be honest with you. What we've seen from him this spring is just really from a protection standpoint, he's made some really good ground and protection. And that's the story we heard, back during spring camp, was that Jalen Wright had flashed at times, tons of athleticism, good hands, making guys miss in space. A lot of good reports coming out of those spring practices in regards to Jalen Wright. But the one thing that Mack questioned him on was his pass protection. So it's good to see that is improving. But, talking there about what his role might be this season, that's what I'm curious to see. Because when you talk about, the 1-2 punch, Jabari Small, Tyon Evans, I think those are your 2 guys. But it's always a good problem to have when you have a stable of running backs, especially when you get into that SEC conference play. You're going to need a third running back. But I want to see if this Josh Heupel offense, if this Coach Golish offense, are they going to utilize all of their playmakers? Because I think they will, but I want to see it on the field. Are we going to see a guy like Jalen Wright come in, maybe play some slot, find a way to get him the ball? The kid has great hands. And, we've seen him a lot. When we talk about the quarterback position, we talk about who we consistently see showing up in the highlights and the clips. Jalen Wright is another guy that continues to be in those highlight reels that the media team puts out. Is that for a specific reason, or is it because he's making plays? Jimmy Himes asked Coach Heupel directly after the scrimmage, can you go through every single scoring drive? Who scored the touchdowns? And Josh Heupel didn't really go into any detail other than to say Jalen Wright had a couple of nice runs down there in the red zone. The article goes on to say he understands what we're trying to do. His eyes are in the right place a lot faster than they were in the springtime, and I think that's a compliment to what he's been doing in the offseason and how he's been working and putting in time in the film room. Mack said Wright, a former 3-star prospect from Southern High School in Durham, North Carolina, has also improved from a maturity standpoint since the start of spring earlier this year. 5'11", 200-pound Wright is no longer as emotional as he once was. Mack said when he makes a mistake or something doesn't go as planned on the field. Says he's a young man that wants to play as a true freshman. He was ranked by 24/7 Sports as the number 38 running back in the 2021 class. Mack said, I think that's one of his goals. Not only we talked to him about it, but his family as well. I do think from a maturity standpoint, one of the things he has done a good job when things don't quite go the way he would like in practice. In the spring, we saw an emotional Jalen Wright. I think this camp, he's not been as emotional. He's taken heed to what Coach Heupel talks about, and he talks about putting that play behind you and moving on to the next play. Man, what a story that is right there in itself. Talking about what this football team needed after the Jeremy Pruitt debacle. Guys were scared to make mistakes. Guys were terrified. But I loved seeing the clips from Coach Heupel back in the spring, picking guys up. I remember specifically him talking to Hendon Hooker. Said, hey, man, this is how we learn. This is how we grow. Don't be afraid to make a mistake. That's how you get better. Goes on to say that Wright's been putting together one good practice after another. Says Wright is known for his speed. He was timed at 10.85 seconds in the 100 meters in March 2019 during his sophomore year of high school. Ran 55 meters in 6.25. 100 meters, 55 meters. Let's talk about his 40 time. It says last week that he believes he can run a low 4.3 in the 40-yard dash. And look, let's talk about that. Let's talk about the fact that the article just mentioned that Jalen Wright was a 3-star prospect coming out of high school, but he runs a 4.340. He says he can run a 4.340. But the bottom line is the kid has speed. He has speed. He has good hands. He fits in perfectly to this Josh Heupel offense, and he's a 3-star. That's why, yes, you want to go get guys like Walter Nolan. You want to go get the 5 stars. You want the 4 stars. But it comes down to evaluation and development of talent. And if you look at the guys that Josh Heupel is going and getting right now in the class of 22, especially on the offensive side of the ball, the one thing they all have in common, speed. They're all burners. Jalen Wright fits the mold for what Josh Heupel wants to do on offense. But when you read these articles out there that talk about a lack of talent and a lack of skill players, I don't buy it. And I'm not sitting here selling you that this is a 10-win football team. I'm just not. But they do have some talent. They do have the ability to go out and win some games. I want to see them come out Thursday night, September the 2nd, and punch Bowling Green in the mouth. Make a statement, make it early, and let's go to work and prove these people in the national media that don't do their research because they're covering hundreds of teams in college football. They don't respect the VAWLS. Let's go out and prove it on the field of play. I cannot wait. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about Jalen Wright. How can Josh Heupel, how can Alex Golesh utilize his skill set, his ability when you've got a 1-2 punch in Jabari Small and Tyon Evans? Leave me a comment. Let me know. That's going to wrap it up for this video. If you have not done so yet, please smash that thumbs up on the way out the door. Also, help out the channel. Go pick out our merchandise at bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. Any and all support is greatly appreciated. Hit that share button. Share this thing out. If you see our tweets promoting videos, promoting live streams, help us out, retweet them. Let's get this channel to 10,000 subscribers because this channel belongs to you. Hope to see you guys Tuesday night for the live stream. More content coming your way soon. But this is the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.
The songs how like me, poets sat in our chains, soaking